What would you serve Jamaica's Olympic athletes if you were in charge of their meals in London?
In honor of my country, I would give them our national dish, ackee and saltfish, along with dumpling, yam and banana with the beverage.
I would use all Jamaican yams. Because right now, Usain Bolt, he talk about the white yam, but he should say all Jamaican yams. It's not just the white yam alone. I would prepare some Jamaican yams with banana, some good dumpling with some good cornmeal in it.
Steamed callaloo with saltfish, banana, dumpling and yam.
Ackee and saltfish with dumpling, banana and yam, and sweet potato.
Now you're about to find out what Grace Foods will be preparing for Jamaica's athletes to the London Olympics. Stay tuned now for today's host.
Well, today I'll be preparing 2 more items that is going to be served on our breakfast menu. One of them is going to be some steamed pak choy, and the other one is going to be a corned beef hash.
Traditional Jamaican favorites,
Definitely, and as usual, we have to be using the Grace corned beef.
Without a doubt. What else, Chef? So this is just one of about 14 breakfasts that you'll be preparing.
Yeah, because the menu runs over anywhere between 11 to 14 days. I'll be serving anywhere between 70 to 75 persons, 3 meals per day, breakfast, lunch, and supper.
So in one day, you could easily say you serve
250, an average amount of persons to be served. Well, we're going to get started. We're just going to get our pot warm here. So for our pak choy, we're going to get that started first, right? And the different selection of vegetables that we're using as follows. First, we start with some Grace vegetable oil. Right, and actually to that pan, we're going to be adding the following ingredients. Some julienne onion. We need to get those vegetables into the pan first. Well, Jamaicans, we call them seasoning, but they're actually just vegetables, right? So I have some onions in the pan first.
Yes.
I have some garlic.
Very aromatic vegetable, right?
Yeah, definitely. And we want to sweat these in the pan to make sure that we extract maximum flavor from it before we actually start to cook the dish itself. Right, in another pan here, we can actually get the corned beef hash started also. We're going to use some more vegetable oil in this one, right? Some chopped onions in this one, not julienne for this one. Right, and a little garlic. Right, we're not going to use a lot of fat in it, and in this case, vegetable oil, because we're both using non-stick pans to prepare both dishes.
Okay.
Adding some chopped scallion. So here we have our onion, garlic, and scallion going for our steamed vegetables. We're going to add the following ingredients. Some julienne red peppers, green, and some yellow. Give that a quick stir. Right, so we're adding some additional vegetables to our pak choy pan here. These are some diced tomatoes. Right, a couple of sprigs of fresh thyme. This one here. Right, and if you notice, I'm adding the seasonings in stages. Right, we don't want to just put everything in the pot and just cover it down and steam it, because then again, we won't get as much flavor as we want to get from the dish itself. So for our corned beef hash pan now, we're going to actually be adding our Grace corned beef to it. Right, so we want to make sure that all the spices and all the seasoning basically gets its way into the corned beef, thus making the dish even more tasty than what it is supposed to be. Right, so we're going back to our vegetables now, and to this we're going to be adding our freshly cut pak choy. We want to make sure that whenever we cut up our pak choy, it's not only to have the green and the white separate, but to have a combination of both, so we keep it nice and firm. We season as usual, some pepper. Right, a little bit of salt. To this we're going to add a little bit of unsalted butter, right? And just to make sure that we get the steaming action going on, just a little bit of water in there. Right, and we allow that to steam on its own. So we're going back to our corned beef now. Right, here we have some of the flavors have gone into our corned beef, or garlic, or onion, or scallion. Right, so to this now we're going to be adding our diced potatoes that have been pre-cooked, almost as if you're doing potatoes for a potato salad.
Potato salad, right?
We have that in there. Right, we're gonna actually add some tomatoes to this dish.
Look at the colors, eh?
Yeah, it's wonderful. Right, and just to make ourselves a little bit of a gravy in it, just gonna add a little bit of water to it. Right, and then we're gonna add our Grace tomato ketchup. We're gonna also be adding our Grace pepper.
And it is not just any pepper, it's Scotch bonnet.
Scotch bonnet pepper, right? It's quite possible that we won't be necessarily available to have the fresh Scotch bonnet pepper.
Certainly.
And this is the closest that we can get to it. We're still gonna add a little bit of black pepper to it because black pepper gives a different flavor than the fresh pepper because black pepper comes from peppercorn.
Right.
Right? And because we added a little bit of water, just a little bit of salt, just to make sure that we balance out that flavor.
Right. A little bit, it's less than like 1/8 of a teaspoon, eh? So.
Just a pinch.
Right. And as we have been saying, Jamaican athletes want to have meals that they're accustomed to having at home, you know?
Definitely. Comfort food. That
Comfort
is where it is first. And then from that, being comfortable with what you can eat,
right.
You'll be comfortable to train, you'll be comfortable to excel and do well.
And we just want to emphasize, you know, that it's not confined to athletes alone. Jamaicans all from all walks of life want colorful, tasty, satisfying food items. But this program is particularly tailored for the athletes, and that is why we have been emphasizing them. We want to know that when they leave the practice field and they come in for breakfast, they're smelling, they're at home, you know. For those of us at home who might not, have Irish potato available.
It's a combination of different things where Jamaican starch is concerned. You can go sweet potato, you can go dashini, you can go cocoa.
Green banana, yellow yam, whatever you have available, right?
Definitely.
Looks good, chef. Smells good.
So here we have our corned beef hash, and we're going to be plating up our steamed pak choy. Thank you, Missy.
Look at the color.
Nice and fresh and vibrant. And here we have our steamed pak choy.
So let us look at what you have, what else there. Let's just go them over.
Today's selection, we're having some fried ripe plantain, some boiled yellow yam. This is what everybody keep talking about, saying that is probably the secret to some of our athletes doing so well. We have our Jamaican ackee and sawfish, some nice crispy smoked bacon, some steamed pak choy, some wonderful festival, and some corned beef hash.
Right. And over there.
And on this side now we have our selection of fruits. Today we're serving our pineapple, honeydew, cantaloupe and watermelon. We have our selection of pastry, assorted muffins and banana bread. Yes. Jamaican breakfast can't be completed without hard bread.
Without hard bread.
It's going to be quick and ready porridges, all right? And it's going to be our hominy corn, or plantain, or cornmeal, or oatmeal, a wide selection of all the porridges that is offered by Grace Kennedy.
Let us look at the beverages now, chef.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, the beverage selection that we'll be having is not only for breakfast, but also for lunch and for supper.
Right.
So a typical breakfast morning will include a selection of Grace tea or Roma cocoa. Can you imagine getting up in that morning and smelling like you're in grandma's kitchen?
Remember, it has the nutmeg and cinnamon is also there in the chef, right?
Don't tell everybody secret. Right? We're having some coffee there for persons who would like to try that. And also we have our selection of Grace beverages. We have our Grace Aloe, which is also a healthy option. And we have our Grace Blend. And most of these beverages are basically sweetened naturally. Little or no sugar that is added to them because they're more for the health conscious individuals. We'll also be serving Tropical Rhythm.
The range, but we need to speak to the sprinter.
Definitely. So for this year again, Grace Kennedy has created 2 new flavors of Tropical Rhythm. Right? It's not only to commemorate Jamaica's 50, but also to commemorate Grace's 90th anniversary and also being involved in the feeding of athletes while they're in training at Birmingham University.
We would like to share these recipes with you because we want you to prepare them at home so that we can actually be eating while we're watching them over there performing.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Okay. Thanks for watching the program.
Make it a date. Tune in next Monday morning at 7:35 on Smile Jamaica for the next Creative Cooking, another in the special pre-Olympic series. Creative Cooking. Don't miss it.